biting off more than I can chew. Hello and welcome to this week's video. It should really be called biting off more than I can chew. One of the reasons I bought this lovely Vicmark lathe is because of its solidity and strength and ability, I hope, to handle large chunks of wood. A bit like this piece of yew, which has been sitting in my garden for a long time. But these are the tools I'm going to be using to get my hollow form done. This is a Simon Hope 6mm carbide cutter. Little tiny cutter on there. It's amazing how much this removes. I'm going quite deep, about 11-12 inches, and obviously that's too short on its own to get that deep safely. So I've got one of the Simon Hope handles with a collet chuck that grips it, and that gives me, much more stability, the ability to really hollow quite deep. So looking forward to seeing how that plays. And I then have a long-armed sanding head. So this is an inertia one. It'll spin by the friction created with the turning. And again, I can get to a certain depth with this, but not 12 inches or so, because there's hardly any left. The overhang is far too great. Even if I'm resting it on the tool rest, and you can see they're a little worn away a little bit there where it's been on the tool rest before. But that also fits in the handle and gives me, as you can see, quite a long reach as well. So those are the tools I'm going to be using. Definitely money well spent. Now probably I should have washed this off. It's a bit muddy, a bit damp. So I suspect the first few bits of turning are going to throw stuff my way. Right, faceplate is on, pretty secure. 5 long screws in there. Get it onto the lathe with a tailstock support, obviously. It's a good workout, this. Right, so it's on the lathe. Faceplate is screwed on. It seems reasonably balanced. Obviously I've got tailstock support. Just wind that in a bit. And it's going to be very slow turning. I want to turn some of this away and get a good chucking point. There you are, a good chucking point. As you can see, I've got a shower curtain up here, which is just protecting the equipment behind it from wet shavings of yew that are going to be flying around all over the place. Face shield absolutely essential, and freshly sharpened gouge. Let's go and make shavings. Now you can hear the cut changing. The clickings are getting longer, and I can see the shadow over here that where I'm cutting. I'm going to give it a couple more cuts and then move the tool rest in a bit nearer. Just lowering the tool rest a little so that I can change the angle of the gouge. I think I'm going to cut a bit better. Feeling a bit more confident now I've got down to the solid wood here. And I want to get into the heartwood because that's where the real beauty of yew is. Yeah, right angle. Right, now it's drilled, carry on with the hollowing. Quite a rough finish we're getting there. And there. You can see where the bark, got to keep an eye that this piece remains secure enough. Getting better. A lot of heavy sanding might be needed. Right, time for the hollowing tool, which is a Simon Hope 6mm carbide hollowing tool. Need to cut on centre and see how squidgy that bark is. Got the bark gone now. They're quite solid still. There is a hole opening up there, which I'm hoping will be a nice feature. Okay, just going to pull this back a little bit. So I'm going to tackle this part here now, make it a bit wider. Make sure I'm still cutting on centre, and because probably a lot of force coming down on this tool, I'm putting it so I'm cutting over the post, just about far enough away. That's about there, starts to get a bit thicker. my Endgrain bowl, artistic hollow form thingy. Probably the best colours on the bottom. Maybe I should have made it into a little stool or a little table. Colour inside also is really gorgeous. Starting to get some of that coming through on the outside, but still quite a bit of sapwood and even a bit here where the bark's come off. So it's got almost all elements apart from the bark. Actually, I say apart from the bark, there's still a little bit of bark left in here. So we've got bark, we've got sapwood, and we've got heartwood. I'm still not sure about the shape. I think it looks quite pleasing. I don't know what you'd use it for. Could be a rubbish bin or a rubbish bin. Stick to the day job. Okay, stills will show you some of the lovely figuring in it, and that's really the beauty of you. A very, very simple form. The deepest I've ever gone. Until next time, thanks for watching. I wonder, I've seen people make helmets. Alright if you had one eye. Oh, that bit looks good for the nose. Who turned out the lights?